Hi, I'm Pat Fiume. I've been a realtor for over 30 years. I'm a host of the American Dream Show. Welcome to my show, Is This for Real Estate? Welcome back. I'm here with Paul Franchi. He's a certified moving consultant with Allied Movers. Thank you so much for being with us on This Is for Real Estate.
Thank you for having me.
So your company name again is?
The company name is Simonik Transportation.
Right.
Okay, we're the agent for Allied Vanlines, which the reputation precedes us. You know that. In fact, we moved you.
You moved me, yeah, and did a great job. Absolutely,
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
So,
and I just want to once again tell them out there in TV land, I'm honored to be here.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time.
This is the Babe Ruth of real estate. Okay, just understand that, and then you don't have to take my word for it. Push a button on the computer and go fact check it. This woman is incredible, God bless. I'm in royalty right now.
Oh,
so I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. So what do you do in regards to a real estate transaction to help people when they move? How does the whole process work?
Okay. Well, obviously, like yourself, you would call me and say, I have John and Mary Smith, and they're moving from origin, wherever that may be. We cover all of South Jersey and Eastern Pennsylvania. That's our area, or territory, if you will, because again, we're all over the world.
Also do Allied Vanlines all over
the world,
right?
What's that?
You go out of state, like to Florida and stuff like that.
I'm saying our area to go.
Start.
Right.
Yeah.
Local moves, yes. Interstate moves, international moves. I move people to Europe, to Australia.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Once again, Allied's all over the world. But you would call me. I have Mary and John Smith, and they're looking to move, and we would set up. I would call them, or they call me sometimes. You give them my phone number, and then we set up a time of the day for me to come out to the house and survey the home. It's a free survey, and we look in every nook and cranny of the house. I take a very thorough, in-depth inventory, as you know. I think I was in your house like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Very simply, I don't want any surprises. I tell my trainees,
over
by all
done
means,
than underdone.
Yeah.
Under.
The last thing you want to do is underestimate.
Right, that's the worst.
Right, because then the customer has to go into their pocket on moving day, and I got too many gray hairs. So, God willing, I got 3 more years. I retire. I don't like surprises, and the customer doesn't like surprises.
No, they don't.
And that's where a thorough inventory gets an accurate estimate.
Well, and even just if you're, God forbid, you do underestimate, you might not have enough room in the truck. Like I've had people have to go wait for another truck because it was,
it's a nightmare. Full. Nobody wins.
Nobody wins, right?
The driver doesn't like you, meaning the movie consultant. The crew doesn't like you. The customer hates you.
Exactly.
I mean, you look to overestimate and come in under budget. And then you get referrals from that.
Absolutely.
Because somewhere down the road, they're going to have a friend, a neighbor, a coworker. Someone's going to be talking about moving. You want them to say, I got a guy here. His name is Paul. Here's his number.
It's like real estate. We work on referrals, most of our business, and so do you.
By all means.
Sales. So what would you tell the average person who's looking to move? Like, what do they need to do stepwise, I guess, once they get ready to call you or do call you?
Start with your real estate agent, or you can call me directly on my cell number. I'm never in the office. I tell my trainees, there's nobody in this building that you're going to move. I promise you that.
Right, exactly.
Go out there, see real estate agents, moving consultants.
Yeah, you're not going to make money.
Real estate attorneys. You're not going to make any money sitting in the office, right?
That's to tell us, yeah.
So you could call me directly, and maybe my number could be put down across the bottom. It's 609-280-3005. Once again, that's 609-280-3005. Or they could call you, Pat.
They could call me,
and she's got my number. In fact, I think I'm number 1 on your speed dial, right?
I think you are. You're up there, definitely. Right up to my husband and a couple other people. Yeah, my kids. I think it's Paul. So, what would you give people advice that are thinking about moving? Like, should they start decluttering ahead of time so that you know exactly what you're moving?
Once again, how we work hand in hand. They got to declutter, depersonalize for you.
Right.
for the real estate agent, right, to show the
Right.
home.
But sometimes there's a lot of stuff like in the attic or the basement that they shove, that they don't want to take with them.
Right.
Or
And the best thing to do, or the best thing that happens when you move, because moving is stressful.
it is
Make
very
no
stressful.
mistake, Superman would be
it's
stressed.
brutal.
It's no walk in the park. But the good news is you get to purge and get rid of things that you've never ever used or haven't used in years, or probably never ever going to use.
Right.
Serve their purpose, maybe.
Right. When you declutter, it makes you feel lighter, I think.
Yeah,
It does help.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
I'm working on some stuff now myself.
And what it also helps you to do is save time and energy when you start boxing, or if you start boxing at that time. Because understand something, if we come in and do your packing, we can do up to 150 boxes per day.
Wow.
You do your own packing. Within 20 minutes, you're going to find something that Aunt Mary gave you. Or there's a picture with Cousin Joey in it. You're going to all of a sudden stop, make a phone call. Aunt Mary, guess what I found?
And you do provide boxes.
We're full service.
Right.
We pack, we move, we declutter.
I remember picking boxes up at your place.
Yep.
Was it my husband to pick the boxes up at your place?
Yeah, I think that's right. I remember coming in. We actually do the move for the military.
Okay.
So those boxes are only used one time. So we give them away free of charge.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, because supplies can be pricey too.
Oh, moving boxes are very expensive. When I moved, my daughter-in-law's parents were getting ready to move in 6 months. So they took half my boxes, and then another friend of mine who was moving took the other half because they're so expensive.
People don't realize. Then you got bubble wrap.
Oh my God, yeah.
Then you got the brown paper. Years ago, we used newspaper. Nobody gets the newspaper anymore. So you get the brown
I
paper.
saved a whole
you got to pay for that. Yeah, by all means.
I think you gave me one of them boxes that hang clothes up, and
the wardrobe boxes.
Yeah,
they got the
and I threw all that brown paper in there, and people were taking the brown paper that were getting ready to move and stuff. It was really good.
Yeah.
And then I even bought tubs at like Home Depot, the plastic totes.
Those are good.
And they were great. I think when you came, they were stacked up to my ceiling in the bedroom. I was like, what?
Plastic's stronger than cardboard, so it does protect your belongings that much better.
The stuff I put in that, I could put in the attic or the crawl space,
Yeah,
storage,
by all means.
Stuff like decorations and stuff is good to keep.
Yep.
So any suggestions for people who aren't moving that might need your services for something?
Well, again, if you're looking to redo the living room, you're getting new carpets, new floors, and the furniture has to come out, maybe be put into the garage, maybe be put into, again, we come in, they're not pods. We actually have wooden crates that are built,
like you see the museum kind of stuff.
Correct. Yeah, understand, this is not a father and son moving company.
Right.
Allied Vanlines is a little different than your local Joe Klotz and his brothers.
Two guys in a truck or
something. And I just made that name up. There are other ways that we would service you, in the sense where, again, if you're remodeling the home. Obviously, that is not as much as people who are moving. I mean, to be honest with you, maybe 10% of our business would be done through somebody remodeling their home, remodeling a room. And the other 9% of people who are moving.
And moving furniture that's, can break. It's better to have a mover do it.
Yeah, and somebody, again, who knows what they're doing, compared to, again, a father and son moving. Here's the difference. We're coming in, first of all, you're dealing with full-time labor only with us. So it's not Raynor finding and delivery guys. Packers go to training, separate schools, they're movers. Okay, so understand that's something that's different. Packers don't move, movers don't pack.
Yeah.
Two separate trainings.
Okay.
They come in, first things first, they all go through background checks, just like me, drug and alcohol tests.
And that's good.
They protect the entire home, floor protection, carpet shield. Every door jamb in the house gets protected. All banister are protected.
And do you have insurance too, in case something breaks?
By all means. Workers' comp, more importantly. Which is very important, because it could be a plumber, it could be a carpenter. Someone slips and falls in your home. Jersey's cuckoo laws. We're responsible.
I had a client.
So workers' comp is important.
Yeah, I had a client that the guys fell down the foyer and put a hole. She was thinking about ripping the wallpaper out before she sold the house, and she sold some stuff. They fell down the steps with it and went through the wall. It's like, well, she had to change the wallpaper then, but it was like, oh my God, like they put this huge hole and I think they broke part of the banister and.
I could tell you stories make you
Oh God.
Every now and then, 20 or 60 minutes, we'll do exposés on these movie companies.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, here's the good news. And we were just talking about before with the computers. Years ago, I broke into the business, I learned paper and pen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you had to take somebody's word for it. There were no computers. Today, you could push one button and fact check everything that's said. Know who's coming through your doors. Especially if you don't have IKEA furniture, Mayfair or Walmart furniture. You got a nice home, you worked hard. Penny swan, dollar foolish is not a good way of going when it comes to
I always tell clients, like if they've gotten an estimate and it sounds way too good to be true.
Oh, it usually
I'm
is.
like, talk to Paul, because if it's too good to be true, it usually is, like you said.
And the only thing, like I said, what you're getting for your money. I mean, they're shrink wrapping all the upholstery. They're pad wrapping all the non-upholstery with the quarter-inch quilts. They disassemble everything. The beds, the dresses, the mirrors. They reassemble everything at destination. And last but not least, they stage your new home exactly where you want.
I moved in. It felt like I had been living there. Everybody said it looks like I've been living here for 4 years.
I tell my customers, pour yourself a nice tall drink, get one of those tropical umbrellas, all right, and just relax. Because at that point, you don't lift a finger. You know, it's 5 stars from beginning to end.
Definitely.
The caveat, we're not going to be the cheapest. Once again, it's not a father and son moving company. I can promise you a great move. I can promise you peace of mind, which is what we gave you. But forget me. Take me out of the equation. Go online, do your homework. You'll see. And the best source, believe it or not, I still believe I'm old school, but the Better Business Bureau. You still can't beat the BBB.
Absolutely.
You know, these websites, you go on and you leave comments, or I'm not a big computer guy, so please excuse me. But I'm a moron with these things. But anyway, they had to teach me 5 and 6 times how to use the iPad. But the fact of the matter is, it could be their brother-in-law and their cousin, the next door neighbor. You don't know who's leaving these comments. The Better Business Bureau, you're never going to go wrong with the BBB.
And you always hear the bad stories, not the good. And that's, but even just for referrals, like, oh, don't use them. You know, like you want someone to move your stuff who you know is reliable, who's certified, who's insured.
A doctor, a lawyer, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go by somebody else's comments, whether they had a good experience or not.
Well, I had a neighbor who moved to Mississippi area, because that's where her husband was from originally, and their furniture was very old. They had like 5 kids, you know, they didn't have a lot of money. And when they got to the house, they weren't there, so they left everything on the front lawn.
Oh my goodness.
But it was all better stuff. It wasn't their furniture, it was better than theirs. So I don't know who got their furniture, but can you imagine?
Well, I tell my customers, your stuff might end up
crazy. You know,
on
but they
eBay
actually left
6 months down the road.
Yeah, they left it on the front lawn.
The oldest trick in the book, and I've gotten phone calls from people in my career, which kind of makes me laugh because I can't do nothing at this point to help them. But because another company was cheaper, they went with them. Okay, I wish you the best of luck. You know, whether you move with us, you don't worry, I'm still retiring in 4 years. But my point is I got a phone call, Paulie, we're at destination. And they want another $2,000. And I asked them, what do you mean? You said the price, was $2,000. That was to load it. Now $2,000 to unload it. You know, you gotta just be careful because they have everything you own.
You got to read your contract.
And you have to read your contract, of course. You have no recourse. You can't call a police officer. Police officer can't tell a truck driver to unload.
And they'll keep your stuff if you don't.
They have to. You have to take them to small claims court. Here's the best part, Pat. If you think they pull shenanigans like that, they're going to show up to small claims court 6 months. You're never going to see the people again. You got to watch look, it's not.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for, by all means.
Other people I used in the past who were very good, and then they sold the companies to their kids or to somebody else, and then they were like, ugh.
Management took it down.
But you've never changed. Like, you always do a fantastic job.
Who was the people that?
Mira and Jeff.
Very, very nice people. Very intelligent people. Wow.
They're both professors. And
I was in their home, no lie. I thought it was on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Oh, yeah. They were,
beautiful, beautiful people.
Oh, they were
But,
sweethearts.
they stopped me in my tracks. I mean, very, very intelligent
One of
people.
my favorite couples I think I've
Yeah.
ever dealt with. Yeah, we're
they
still
were
talking
nice
to
all
this
the way
day. We
through.
trade little cute pictures of cats. 'Cause
She
she's a cat
called me.
lover.
She called me to thank me. What can I do?
Oh, I know.
Can
Yeah.
I send you a care package?
That's how happy
I'm
people are.
Thank God. I don't need a care
That's how
package.
happy people are.
Yeah.
Actually, that couple wants to have everybody over for a party to help them
Okay.
after they get the house set up. So we'll see. If, you know, I know
We'll go over there.
their school started, so we'll see. It'll be, it gets tough. What's a funny story that you tell people about something that happened with your
I'm
job?
sitting in this chair next to this lady. That's a funny story. How I got here, I never. I had just started in the business, and again, it was paper and pen. And the lady had a glass shelving unit. My mom and dad were both born in Italy, so the English translation I knew growing up was knick-knack shelf.
Right.
I says to the lady, "You want to take the knick-knack shelf?" She says, "Sonny, that's an etagere."
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, lady, I'm not even sure if I can spell that word, But it turned out to be a learning or a teachable moment. I went back to my boss. I said, "Boss, I felt 2 feet tall. What do I do in a situation like that?" She says, "Ask the people what they call it."
Yeah.
Some people might call it a plant
That's
stand,
true.
a bookshelf, whatever the customer calls it. That's what it is.
Yep, exactly.
So I learned a valuable lesson. You walk into a dining room. Across from the dining room table could be a sideboard.
Right.
That could be a buffet.
Mm.
That could be a server. That could be a liquor cabinet. Years ago, they called them liquor cabinets.
Yeah.
So again, whatever the customer called, different strokes for different folks, right? But I laughed. I said, "I'm sorry." Let me start with an E.
Couldn't spell it.
But the bottom line is, you're there to help them.
Absolutely.
Because moving again is stressful.
It's one of the most traumatic things.
People don't realize
it's like the top five.
Top five,
stressors.
Stop with losing a loved one, a job, a divorce. It's not.
And a move. And then you throw into that, like buying and selling your house with the move. But a lot of times people are moving, they have 1 or 2 of those other stressors going on, like a loss of a loved one or a divorce or lost their job. Like a lot of times they have multiple.
Life is still going on.
Right, but they have multiple stressors going on, and you want to make that easy for them.
Correct.
You want to take their stress away in this part of it.
Is,
At least you can help them with that.
That's what I'm there to help them with, walk them through.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they need a mover.
Yep.
It's not like I'm going in with a set of steak knives saying, "Hey, what do you think?"
Right. But you want somebody who actually cares.
Right. That's my job, to help them and take that stress away.
Right.
And the good news is, there are too many people who want to work. Real estate agents and lawyers and inspectors and appraisers and movers. So it does come together in the end.
Right.
But when you're going through it,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's not a walk in the park.
You need somebody to hold your hand. And I've been doing this a long time. And when I moved, I was probably in real estate 30 years, and I was a wreck. And you were like, "It'll be okay. Just let me handle it." And it took. I knew I could put it in your hands, and I didn't have to worry about anything.
Thank you.
Because you're a great guy.
Thank you.
And I refer you all the time. So how would people get hold of you again?
Sure. Again, hello. All these people coming in and out. We're going to have a party here.
Like it, I do it like it's rock with me.
My direct cell is 609-280-3005. And if for some reason, you can't get that, you could call Pat. And again, she has my number. We talk a lot.
Yep.
And I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to sit here and talk to you.
Oh,
this is
great
great
having you. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah. Well, my pleasure. You kidding me? And maybe if we hang out a little bit longer, we'll have some more people come through. Well, when's the pizza coming? Go call and get the pizza over here. I want pepperoni.